cruiser. I have not seen this at all coming, so that's very interesting from him. I'm going to see if that comes in now. Ensnare going off on so many of these medic marines. Lorca's going to be able to move in and just completely take him out. Lorca's now just moving in, should be able to kill him pretty well. Engineering Bay being floated away, that's fairly interesting. Apparently not going to go for any more upgrades, or maybe just floating away to land it somewhere else. More battlecruisers meanwhile out, so firebathero of course is very good with battlecruisers, but I just don't know if he has the gas to support this. He has 3 gases, but overall his main is mostly mined out at this point, and Jaedong just taking everywhere, just doing what Zerg do best, just taking the bases everywhere. His lower left's finally out now. And a parasite on one of those battlecruisers, so Jaedong gonna know at all times where that is. The queen being irradiated. We're gonna see whether queen manages to do anything before it dies. Lots of Scourge and Zerg is meanwhile flying out, so he's gonna counter these battlecruisers with a bunch of these Scourge. Look at all those Scourge flying around. Gonna go on that science vessel as well as on that battlecruiser, but firebathero does have some medic marines to defend against that battlecruiser. Battlecruiser gonna go down. Defense. Oh, timing defense matrix just on the battlecruiser just in time. So that's pretty good micro there. Paying good attention there, firebathero. Definitely wants to keep the battlecruiser alive. He's going to have to repair it pretty soon. Doesn't have any air upgrades. He's definitely going to need some air upgrades for those battlecruisers if he wants to make them really, really worth it. More hatcheries everywhere from Jaedong. He's still has the upper base, and he still has his main mining. He has everything. He has 10 o'clock, the main, his natural, the 2 o'clock. I think he's possibly even thinking of taking the 4 o'clock. And apparently no upgrades for the medic marines anymore. That's fairly interesting. Possibly Bay being taken down. I don't know what happened. But anyway, those medic marines do not have upgrades anymore and getting owned there, trying to do some sort of economic damage. Ultra is now out for Jaedong, and this is gonna slowly spell the end. Those battlecruisers are just he's gonna try to use the battlecruisers, but I don't really know what they should be able to do for him. Jaedong apparently not playing any really upgrade battle here. It's just as weapons 1 upgrades. Although, never mind, I do believe those look like weapon 5 carapace upgrades, so I can be completely wrong, and I probably am. Random science will get taken down by random Scourge there. Jaedong did lose his 2 o'clock base, mind you, but he's still so ahead. Should be able to take that down again with no serious trouble. Gonna try to take another base there at the 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, firebathero sending it on drops. You should be able to prevent that, though. Scourge also in position. Firebathero has to be careful. Jaedong not paying attention, so that dropship is going to be able to fly by. Going to harass this 2 o'clock position. Scourge just now coming in, but the drop is going to complete just before that happens. But there are cracklings, more than enough cracklings to prevent this. Also, Ultralisk there. Should be able to take down, Drogue's being ferried just before I managed to do it. So many Ultralisks. With the amount of gas and minerals and mining that Jaedong has, he's going to be able to support a huge Ultralisk force. And look at all that. And I'm losing air. Bunch of irradiates going off on a bunch of those Ultras, so firebathero trying to do what he can. Dark Swarm, meanwhile, going off right on some plagued units, and that's just going to cause a lot of damage. All those medic marines are going to die due to all those Ultras just surrounding them, killing them all. Science Vessel trying to do whatever they can, and of course irradiates also. I'm not quite sure, but I think the irradiate also affects the marines because they're, I believe, biological units. I don't even know how much mining firebathero has. He's moving, transferring some SCVs into that base there. Also trying to take these 4 o'clock base. Trying to take, yes. Queen, meanwhile, come down here, taking some damage and gonna fly away. He might have tried to plant a parasite there in one of those battlecruisers to know their positioning, but with all those Ultralisks, now gonna move into this 4.5 o'clock. Possibly gonna move out. Not very good positioning with those Ultralisks. You can't really get a proper surround. You need some cracklings instead. Those battlecruisers are going to take some pot shots at him as they fly away, going to do as much damage as they can. Jaedong looking very, very, very focused. And I think the longer this match keeps going on, the more huger the disadvantage for firebathero here. He's being forced to float up his natural. He's just now being penetrated into his main with all those Ultralisks. He has those battlecruisers, but what are battlecruisers going to do against 2 battlecruisers against this huge amount of Ultras that are just going to move in? There are some medic marines trying to block the ramp, but those Ultras should be able to prevent pretty soon to see what Jaedong does overall. It's nothing but science vessels as well as those battlecruisers. Now Scourge moving in, going to take out one of those battlecruisers, goes down, the other one almost, wow, with like 20 health. No defense matrix that time, good friends. More irradiates going off, and I'm just losing air and nothing else. Firebathero just delaying. I definitely think Jaedong has this match in the bag at this point. Just not enough economic damage from Firebathero. Just trying to hold on as long as he can. Looks definitely disappointed. Definitely wanted to live longer. But this is what happens in the group of death. Anything. Drones being ferried as well. So Oh, Jaedong going face. He's planting down hatcheries, just random hatcheries. 2 hatcheries being planted in that location. Might be thinking of just putting down a bunch of sunkens in that location. I don't know what he's gonna do, but this is definitely the Zerg version of building scouts late game as a Protoss. So these Ultras have now penetrated firebathero's base, and firebathero is now completely screwed. He has some medic marines. They're trying to counter as much as they can. That one firebathero is still alive, and the one battle cruiser, I mean, still alive, but those Ultras definitely going to be moved with a lot of damage. 5 hatcheries, meanwhile, put down skirts, they're flying around. Jaedong just shows what kind of economy Jaedong has going. He has so many minerals, doesn't even know what to do with them. Planting out a bunch of hatcheries. GG coming down for firebathero, and Jaedong getting some Pro League vengeance. Oh man, I think firebathero was laughing a little bit there. Oh my god. I wonder if he's going to do a loser ceremony. Just, I lost, but I'm still going to do a ceremony. Jaedong, not going to do any ceremony except that thing he did in-game. Still looking so serious. Knows that he's going to have to face off against freaking Flash in the final match. And obviously thinking he shouldn't have been in the loser match anyway. Should have had to face against Flash in the winner's match. But instead he's going to have to face a life or death struggle in the final match instead. Oh, okay, I need some more water. And oxygen, now that I think about it. Man, that game took... Wow. That's a good game. That was a good game. Jaedong just using his full arsenal to take out. firebathero is now out. We're going to see... So Hwaseung is definitely in the round of 16. And now Jaedong and Flash, of all people, are going to duke it out in the final match to see who moves on into the MSL. GG, guys. Look forward to the final match for me very soon. Branching out. I am freaking exhausted.